Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Now you still have your database, right? Your VentureWorks, Courtney?
Yeah, I have it. I'm trying to pull it up right now, but it was like doing what yours was doing on Thursday, where it wasn't like downloading, or it was saying it was still corrupt. Something. Let me go into it and see if I can. You know how it was like suspect? It says
Right,
suspect on it.
right. Yeah, and that's usually because there's a problem with the backup file. But I was able to run it successfully on Thursday when I had a few students. And I'll go through that again. So
Okay. Yeah, because that's the only thing that like I've pretty much done everything else. I was just trying to download it back onto my computer, the database, but it was still saying suspect
yes,
after that Thursday class, so I wasn't sure.
yes. If it keeps stating that it's suspect, yes, you need a new file.
Okay.
So I'll go through that again.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, we'll wait a few minutes while your classmates come on. Let's see. All right, let me go ahead. All right, I think I'll go ahead and get started. I may have to pause intermittently to allow your classmates to come in. All right, so as you know, what's due this week is your backup and recovery assignment. Um, and as I was expressing to you, one of your classmates, on the first bullet point just asks you to write about saving your database to a disk. I don't want that to be too extensive. 2 or 3 sentences are absolutely fine. And I just want you to mention that basically your database is a file and you need to, essentially allocate a spot where it won't be corrupted, et cetera, et cetera. So just something brief about saving your database file, your backup file to a disk and why it's necessary. That's I don't really, it says something about 250 to 500 words or whatever. Couple, 3 sentences is all that I'm expecting there. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Unless you're an overachiever, then Yes, it's more power to you. All right, so what essentially what you're tasked to do is to essentially restore, backup and restore your database. And as you all know, we're running on the AdventureWorks um, 2016 or 2017, whichever version that you have, but that's what we're running in SQL Server. What I'm going to do is that I have a backup file here already, and that's a system restore file. Um, that shouldn't bother us. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to delete the backup file that's in that folder already, because I know I can create a backup. So you go to that program, your local disk C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, your server instance folder, whichever it is, it looks like this, and then MySQL and then backup. All right. So to back your database up, right click, select task, and scroll down to backup, and it will launch the backup database wizard, and it'll default to that folder location, right? So if that all looks, you really don't need to change any of this, then just click OK. And basically, voila, takes a few seconds, and your database is backed up. And there's our backup, AdventureWorks 2016 CTP3, and this is everything that you've done in that database. So you have to be brave enough, and that's a pretty big file. I'm going to go ahead and delete my database. Let's say, well, since I just did that backup, so I shouldn't lose anything. And just for an example, we had our trigger. I think I still have that in there. I'm going to check to make sure. So we built this trigger on the person-by-person table, right? So if you look in that trigger folder, open up. Oh, yeah, I must have deleted it. Let's see what else do we have in here that we can. I don't think we did any stored procedures. But just so I can show you that we can restore the database, I'm going to pull up and see if I have the code for the trigger somewhere. See if I have some saved queries in here. This is a new instance, so I may not have anything in here. Let's see, open file. Yeah. All right, I do have that trigger in here. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. And hopefully you saw how I did that. I just basically saved that trigger code. And if I execute that, and it basically says the trigger was created successfully. And if I refresh, there's our trigger, right? Right. All right, so I'm going to remove the data. Well, actually, since I created the trigger, let's create another backup. So I'm going to delete this backup and then just create another one. Very straightforward. Backup. Okay. All right. So we have our backup file there. All right. So now I'm going to, my database is corrupted, so I had to delete it. And with, oh, someone's waiting to get in. Sorry. So I was having this issue before. It's not allowing me to delete it, so. Let's make sure we don't have anything running. Yeah, the last time it wasn't allowing me to do anything because it was running an update. And let's try to delete it again. If not, we may have to restore another database. Yeah, but yes, we're having a problem removing the object. Are any of you having this similar? Well, I don't recommend that you delete your database, but yeah, it's Microsoft. Yes, I'm running this on this server VM. So I may have to stop the service. All right. Well, I'm not going to go through all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download another backup file from the AdventureWorks site. There's this 2017 AdventureWorks. I'm going to download that VAK file on this site, which is just, if you Google AdventureWorks download, it'll take you to this Microsoft site where it has essentially all of the database downloads, all of the versions all the way back to 2008, and the data warehouses, et cetera. So I downloaded that, and it's in my downloads folder. So I'm going to copy that into this backup folder. And I just did a copy paste. So we have those two backup folders there. So let's restore the 2017. So remember, right click on your databases, restore database. It'll start the restore database wizard. You click on device. And your search, go to the three little dots and add. And we have the two backup files. I'm going to choose the 2017, and then OK, and then OK, and then OK. And yes, database AdventureWorks 2017 restored successfully. And now you see that in our Object Explorer, I have both the 2017 and the 2016 CTP3, which they're basically the same, but all right, so that's essentially what I'm looking for in the assignment. Screenshots of that whole process, and then, basically please add your name and all that. So if for some reason, and on my VM, I know there's a lot going on here. If some reason your file is, your database, comes back suspect, it'll say suspect here. Let me see if I can restart the SSMS. Yeah, this server is, it's not giving me a good time. So while I'm doing that, any questions about?
I have a question, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
So we need a screenshot of the C drive where we save our backup file.
Yes.
So we need that screenshot and also the screenshot of the SQL in the server.
Well, you don't really you're just running a backup and restore. There's not any SQL that you're running. You're just using the Object Explorer to run the backup and restore wizard. So basically what I would like to have is a screenshot of your database here in Object Explorer, and then a screenshot of the wizard. So I'm going to back up this 2017. So you take a screenshot of this, right? All of this. And then a screenshot of your backup wizard. But the way the wizard works, it'll give you an error if there's a file in there that's named exactly the name of your backup. So I would navigate to your backup folder and delete any BAK, well, delete that BAK file. From the folder. So we just downloaded this, and that's a copy too, so we can delete it. We know it's still in our downloads folder. So if we go back here, task, backup, and okay. Backup runs very quickly. So a screenshot of that, and then a screenshot of the folder, because it'll show the date of the backup. And see, this one just happened. 316. So let's see, well, we've already run the restore. Let's see if we can restore it again, if the SSMS allows me to remove it. Okay, so I removed the 2017. See, it's all gone. So I want to restore it from that backup that I just ran. So once again, right click on databases. This is the simpler way. There is a restore in the backup restore wizard, but this will recognize that well, it should run the same, but sometimes there are issues. So restore databases, device, and the 3 dots, which are search, add, select the backup file you want to restore. Okay once, okay twice, and you're screenshotting all of this, and final. And then you do a screenshot of this, because this will show the backup was successful, and also will show the database in Object Explorer. All right? And that's what I'm looking for on the assignment. Any questions? Courtney, are you good?
I actually have a question. So what did you name your like backup, like, you know, in your folder on your desktop? What did you name it? Because I can't seem to find like where I first saved my backup when we first downloaded it back in January. Because I'm trying to do the thing where I copy the new database that I just downloaded off the internet. I'm trying to save it or copy and paste it into like that old folder that we had, but I can't find it on in my files.
Okay, so when you
If that makes sense.
when you downloaded it, it did not go to your downloads folder. But you moved
it went to my downloads folder. So, and then I saw you had copied and pasted it into like another folder. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
All right, so this folder here,
yeah, that one.
That's on your local drive in program
Local
files, Microsoft SQL
Oh.
Server, and in your SQL Server instance folder. And we'll navigate to that. So program files.
Okay.
Microsoft SQL Server.
Okay, got that.
And this is your instance file here, this bottom.
Okay.
Click on that, and then MS SQL, and then backup.
Oh, got you.
This,
Okay.
this is the
Perfect.
default area for SQL Server. And with 2016 and 2019, it basically, this is the spot where all the backups are stored. You can change that, but it's problematic because you have to make registry edits and all that stuff. So I would just make sure the backup,
Okay.
the BAK files are in this folder. And you
Okay,
see that I have
perfect.
2 here. And you can do this. You can just download the 2017 if you don't have 2017, or whatever version you don't have, go ahead and restore that to your SSMS, back it up and restore it again. Just as long as I see that you've actually backed up your database and then restored it. That's the whole purpose of this assignment.
Okay, I figured it out. Thank you. I just was having trouble getting to that folder
Okay,
that you just showed me.
great.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Make sure. All right, so hearing no questions, let me quickly run down what I'm expecting for the rest of the semester, since we only have basically 1 more lecture and 1 more assignment after this one. Okay, so we have this lecture, which is just your backup and restore review, which is due on Sunday. Basically, Thursday I will be online, but you only need to attend if you have specific questions about this, the backup and restore assignment. And then the last assignment is the optimizer assignment, and you will have to read a little bit. There's resources in LoudCloud. There's, if you put in SQL Server optimizer, that'll give you information about it. And I will go over that in more details next week, which will be our last lecture. And all that it's a writing assignment, but it does not have to be lengthy. The optimizer is not really a big thing anymore. For the most part, the SQL Server services are defaulted to be completely optimized as far as performance. But basically, you should know information about why the optimizer would be used in a larger database scenario. So, and as I said, I'll go over that I'll go over the assignment in brief detail on Tuesday. And then you're done. That final assignment is due on the 26th, and that's the end of our journey together in database land. So technically, we only have 1 official lecture left. I know that one of the main concerns, I am counting participation either through your attendance in the lecture and or your check into the CADLI. So make sure you do that. If I don't find you in either spot, then obviously I'll give you a 0. And then I know that there's a few students I haven't seen since spring break, and I hope that they either contact me or whatever. We've been trying to contact them. Other than that, I mean, that's essentially our semester together. So if you're interested to know about fall, there's still no decisions yet. The plan is to have students back, but and I know already that there's some classes that they have to attend in person. So that's essentially the default right now. As far as everyone else, everything is still undecided. So as a matter of fact, there won't be any major decisions or even trends toward decisions until after the end of the month. So just keep basically read those announcements when they come out. They probably will, more than likely, you'll be sent an email, or it'll be something on the student portal or on LoudCloud. So let's see what else. And if you're taking summer classes, those are all either remote or online. in our program, well, in IT cyber and well, IT and IT cyber, I think basically the only session we're running is second session. Well, who knows? That was the initial plan. I don't know if that has changed. We haven't received word about that. So that's what I know about our what's happening at GCU. We're receiving bits and pieces of information, but we're all hoping that we can all be back, on campus in the fall. But there is a possibility that we will not. So stand by. All right. So any other questions? So you're all good on the assignment, I take it. And both the assignments are open. If you finish both assignments, as I said last week, basically that's it as far as the class. I'll give you participation points without, you don't have to attend the last lecture. But that's if you finish both assignments. All right, who else? So everyone's good then? No one wants to talk or chat. You guys are the least participatory. So I'm assuming everything is okay.
Yes, I'm good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Tired, but all is well, says Drew. Anyone else have any general comments, concerns about the class before we run?
Actually, I have one question. I'm sorry.
And who's that? Taylor?
Yeah, me.
Go ahead.
So for our assignment, I know you said that we shouldn't delete the one we've been working on for the restore, the Adventure Works. But what about the DW one? Can we delete that and restore that?
You can delete the data warehouse. Yes.
Okay, and that's sufficient. We can just submit.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
You should. Well, actually, you should be able to delete the regular one, but mine, I'm having issues with my service. But
oh, okay.
So that would be the ultimate test. But we haven't done a lot in the database unless you've saved a lot of your queries, like the trigger. You see that I saved that trigger, but you can always pull that trigger in again. But whatever you would like to do, restore another version of AdventureWorks or delete the data warehouse, that's fine, as long as you walk through the backup and restore process.
All right, perfect.
All right, well, that's all I wanted to cover for this lecture, or meeting, or whatever we want to call it. Remember, I'm always available if you have questions or anything like that. Please contact me via private form or email. Email is probably the quickest, because I normally like to respond to emails right away. But you can even text me. My number is on most of the lectures, but it should be in Loudcloud. If it isn't, you can send me a private forum message. But that's all I have. I'm actually recording this lecture, so if you want to review the whole backup restore process, it'll be available on announcements. All right, so please take care. I will be on Thursday if you have any questions. And yes, I thank you all for being good students, all of you that are here. And hopefully you all continue your high level and high quality of work throughout your GCU experience. That's my cheer, my GCU cheering, lopes up and all that. All right, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.